Okay, so let's move on to the next portion of the lab program number 2. So just continuing on here. Uh, so a couple things about program number 1, just to remember, don't forget to put your info at the top of the program, take a screenshot, and paste it into that Word document. So how does that first program actually work? What's it doing? So 3 logical parts that takes place there. Number 1, the definition of a class program. You'll see that. Definition of a method. We're going to learn a lot about methods in this course. The method is called main. You are always going to have a main in your program. That's basically the area where we put our code we're doing. And then the contents of the method main, which is the coding that we're doing. Class is defined by the keyword class, followed by its name. In our case, the name of the class is program. The content of the class is located in a block of program lines surrounded by the curly brackets. We're going to see curly brackets always encapsulate whatever is included within that. Main is the starting point for our program. Every program written in C# is going to start with a main method with the following title: static void main string square brackets and then arguments. Later on in this course, this will actually make sense what that means. Don't worry about it for now. It will make sense later on. Just know that that has to be there, and it gets put there automatically for you. And then basically the command that we've used so far, console.writeLine with the round brackets, and then whatever you put inside those round brackets is what's going to be output to the screen. In this case, we put quotation marks, hello world. So if we have quotation marks, whatever is inside of that is going to recognize that as a text string. Couple things here to remember. C# is very case sensitive. So there's a big difference between uppercase and lowercase. So we need to make sure we're always doing the correct thing. This compiler we're using, one of the downsides, is actually a good thing, but it's kind of a downside for learning. The Visual Studio compiler actually fixes a lot of things for you. If you do the wrong case, it'll actually fix it for you. So it kind of gets you into some bad habits. One thing about Code Academy, if you do the wrong case in Code Academy, it will not work. So by doing that, it actually makes you very good at, it's very picky, Code Academy. So you get very good at writing everything properly. You'll find the Visual Studio actually fixes your mistakes for you a lot of the times, and you can get kind of sloppy with how you're actually writing things. So that's one of the downsides of it. Code must be properly formatted. So tab spaces, new lines, making sure you always have the semicolon at the end. And then some of the main formatting rules here. Read these yourself. I'm not going to get through those. And then there's lots of keywords that are going to be used. You'll see a lot of these as they come up. We're going to learn about a lot of what these mean during this course. So let's go into program number 2. We're going to call this one My Name. So we're going to now write a program that's going to print your first and last name on the console. So let's see if we can do that. So this should be almost identical to the program we just did. So let's go through this process again. We're going to create a new project. This will be a console app. I'm pointing to the right spot. I'm going to call this, make sure it's going here into this proper folder. I'm going to call this program 2 My Name, and then create that. So it's going to create a directory structure where everything's going to go. Remember, at the beginning of every program, what are we going to do? I'm going to go up to line number 1 here, put in a couple lines, and I'm going to say, I'll put in my name, my student number. Put another line that says the program it is. And another line that says it's week number 1. That is correct. I'm going to check you on that each time. You're going to lose points if you don't have that, so make sure you do it. So now we're going to get down here into this static void main. That's where we do our programming. You can see here in the namespace it says program to my name. That is what I named this file as. I'm going to give myself some space here. I'm going to say remember at the end we need to hold the screen. What was it that we did to do that? We used a command called console read. You can see if I don't capitalize things properly, it just fixes it for me. So I can have bad habits and it fixes it for me. So that's going to be at the end, my hold of the screen. Now I need to put in a line here that's going to write my individual name. So this is going to be that same console write line. And then this here is all good. You see, if you mess up the spelling of it, it won't actually capitalize it for you. Okay, so console write line, and then whatever I put in between these two brackets here, it will display to the screen. So if I put in here, if I spell out my name, this will now output my name to the screen. So if I do that, so now I have my information up here at the top, which I need to put in every program. I have some comments in here. So I'm going to write to the console, Al Douglas. Then I'm going to just hold on to the screen until I actually hit enter. Let's run this and see what happens. And I get Al Douglas coming up on the screen. Very nice. So now, that is a successful program. And remember what we need to do with a successful program. We are going to make sure that we got some lines taken out here. I'm just going to collapse that so you don't need to see it. Bring up the console window there. Put that in here. I'm going to take a screenshot of everything. Screenshot that. So I've got that, and I'm going to put that into my Word document that I have going. Scroll down here a little bit. And that is my program number 2. In the end, I'm going to have all my programs into one Word document. So that's my hello world. This is my, you can see it says program 1, hello world, program 2, my name. Building this up as I go. When I get to the end, I'll have all my programs in one Word document that I'm going to submit here. So that's good. That is my program. I'm going to save that one. And that should be saved for me. That is program number 2. So we use the same basic concept as the first program, but we put in your own unique name inside of here. Okay, that is program 2.